Obsessed with this.
Welcome home, buddy. Cool. It's not like this product isn't really expensive. Ugh. You literally need like nothing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do like a combination of scrunch and I don't know what this is. Just get a bit more off the table. Honestly, call yourself an influencer. Now we wait for it to dry. I just kind of like pull my fringe into the place I want it to be. I feel like a little kink here. But I think tucking it behind my ear does most of that. Okay. Flames is back. I saw. How exciting. You alright, buddy? Oh, come sit here. Honestly, there's no rules. I don't care anymore. You can do whatever you want. I'd rather you didn't walk on there, but who cares? I've had an allergic reaction to something on my cheeks. I've just covered it actually, but I don't know if it's a reaction to, I haven't used anything that new though, or I've actually damaged my skin barrier with something. Sometimes when you get spots along here, that's what that means, because here for me is hormonal. Here is more like eating too much sugar or dairy, but on the top of your cheeks can mean, it can mean a lot of things, but I think it might be skin barrier related. So I'm just going to cover those up. I don't know if it's poking through, but it's like, I had an antihistamine this morning and it hasn't really helped it go down. So oops. Sometimes I just try too many things at the same time, skincare wise, and my skin just has an absolute freak out about it, which, you know, you think by now I would have learned that lesson, but do you want to hop down? Do you need assistance? See ya. I don't know if you can see, even with the concealer on top, I haven't blended it very well, but it's weird, isn't it? Don't know. They're just poking through. It's so annoying. I've washed my makeup brushes. I've washed my pillowcase, and not in a new anything. Like, I've made sure that everything is like clean, but it's like last night they got worse again. So weird. I can really see it. It almost looks like a bruise or something, but then the fact that it's like on both sides. I'm just trying to go in with a bit more like targeted coverage with it. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, but the size of it just makes it a bit easier to cover kind of more finer things. But yeah, I guess the smaller size just makes it easier to target certain areas. I think it is what it is. It's time to move on. Still live, laugh, loving this Tilbury mascara, by the way. It distributes way too much product on the brush. I know that's probably like the Charlotte Tilbury look, but if you just take some of it off, what it distributes on the lash, like take some of it off in the tube, what it distributes on the lash is really good. I was influenced to buy this by Molly Campsey. She was raving about it, and I like Lycosis brow gel, but I will say it doesn't shellac them to my face in the way that perhaps I would like. So apparently this does a very good job of holding all day. All right, let's see how that holds all day. Quite often I find myself getting a spoolie when I'm about to film and just brushing my brows back up, because I like these bits to be brushed up and then this bit to be brushed down. It's a hard life. It doesn't stay often. But I think I have quite long eyebrows. I don't know. He's back. This morning, a neighbour from like 20 houses down called to say she thinks that our cat is hiding in her spare bedroom. She noticed him about 2 days ago and just couldn't get him out. And then this morning saw our posters. I don't think he'd been in there for, he can't have been in there for the entire month he was being, like, he'd gone missing, but how crazy is that? I don't know where he's been the whole time. She was so lovely. I don't think she had had him the whole time and just lied about it and then seen the poster. and felt bad. I think she just was a bit surprised that there was a cat in her spare bedroom, which I would also feel. It is the grimmest day out there. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear the rain. Do you want to hop out? But yeah, I was just on a run and my husband called me to say a neighbour rang, they're not sure, but looks pretty much like the cat in the pictures. And that's happened a couple of times and we've turned up and it's not been our cat. And that's been really sad. So I was like, oh, okay, here we go again. But no, it was our cat. He's very skinny. He is meowing a lot, whether it's at the door or just he seems a little bit unsettled. So we're going to take him to the vet this afternoon. Hopefully he's fine. But I don't think it's really set in yet, but I'm very relieved. Very relieved. But in less stressful news, I have some PR that I thought we could unbox together. I've got a lot of it's event season, isn't it? A lot of like work events coming up. And these are all outfits for that, really. I'm so excited about this. It's a dress from Rixo that I'm thinking I'm going to wear to a event in Marylebone on Wednesday. The thing with Rixo I find is that I used to always be a 14, then I had a baby and I was a 16, and now I honestly think I'm a 15. But 15 isn't a universal size, is it? I've wanted one of these dresses for so long, mainly because I'm obsessed with this little bow, like little rosette flower details. I just think it's so pretty and feminine. Okay, the fit's actually really good. There's this little tie detail at the back, which I think is kind of bridging the gap between the 16 and the 14. Oh, it's so pretty. I think I'll put some fake tan on my arms just to make myself feel a little bit less self-conscious and vulnerable about my arms, but super cute. That's really fun. And I kind of think I might just wear them with like these black riding boots actually. And then just a fun coat because coat is the outfit season. Really. And then the dress you'll get to see at dinner. Surprised me. I was a bit nervous, not gonna lie. I haven't quite worked out what underwear postpartum works the best for event dressing. I can't do Spanx because it hurts my C-section scar and honestly it just gives me a stomach ache. But even before I had a baby, just like the tension I don't like. I like to feel held in but not suffocated. And then I'm wearing a G-string now, but I feel like that's also not that comfortable with something like this. I tried a bodysuit the other day. I think maybe that's the way forward, but anyway. This needs a different bra just so that it sits a bit more like that, but overall quite cute, right? Okay, this is an outfit for the next Christmas dinner, or is it a party? I think it's a dinner party. Oh my God, this is so fun. So it's a denim two-piece that's covered in diamantes. Got the 16 jean, I think the 16 top as well. What does that look? I need to work out how this does up. Oh, that is so fun. It's really nice denim. So I'm thinking I was going to layer it with like, guys, I'm not sure how I feel about this hair. It is a bit rogue for me. It's very distracting, so let's just acknowledge it. Basically, I spent the weekend just hanging out. We had a very chilled weekend. And when it was like nap time or, after Mac had gone to sleep for the night, I went into a deep Jennifer Lawrence, don't know why that name slipped my mind, hole. And I just became obsessed with her hair. And I realized our hair is very similar. And I reckon if I just let my hair dry naturally, which I used to do a lot more, I haven't done it in a really long time, it would look like hers. And I think it does. And I think objectively it's okay. It's just messier maybe than I'm used to. Like I like quite a refined look with my hair, mainly so that it doesn't distract me. It stays in place all day and I don't have to think about it. This is just very boho. Maybe in a good way. But anyway, now we've acknowledged it. I'm going to fiddle with it. Sorry if that's annoying. We can move on. So the outfit is sleeveless, which makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I think I'm going to style it. I was thinking I'd style it with like a classic white shirt underneath or something a bit more interesting. I don't know. I just wanted to see how this looked like by itself. I don't know if you can see, but it's almost like a flare leg, which I'm liking a lot more than a wide leg. I find a wide leg just swamps me a lot. I think that is maybe quite a common thing to feel postpartum, is that all your clothes, you're just wearing a lot of oversize, and then as you kind of move out of that period, you're like, why is everything so big? And that's how I'm feeling about wide legs a lot at the moment. So it's nice to have something that's kind of fitted through the thigh and then kicks out a bit. Although maybe it just looks wide from there. This is for Thursday night, this outfit. We need to work out, needs a steam. I think it's sitting a bit weird. I haven't tied it up at the back properly just because, to be honest, I can't work it out. But I don't really want my back hanging out. So I think we're gonna layer it up. I need to work out shoes, bag, etc. But very good like party base. Okay, this is from a line. I think it's a knit set. There's diamantes in the air, clearly. How cute is this collar? To be honest, I think I probably would do it up. And then it comes with a matching cardigan. This is quite a fine knit. I'd say it's like a 10 gauge, maybe. And then this is a chunkier. This is like maybe even a 5 gauge. Gauge just, when you're talking about knitwear, gauge just refers to how big and how far apart the needles are. So the lower the gauge, the thicker the knit. Does that make sense? So like a 5 gauge chunky, 10 gauge thinner. Making sense? I must say, with knit, I do struggle when it's fitted just because it creates kind of a softer shoulder, and I think I'm round enough, you know, like I have enough round edges. I just quite often like the tailored edge of a shirt or something that's woven to give me kind of a beginning and end of the shoulder. So sometimes I find when a knit is just like that, it's cute. I don't know, I don't feel that fab in it. So I kind of like that this is a bit more oversized and chunkier. Just, not that it's creating that same edge, but it's just giving a bit more shape maybe. I love that. I also think the fact that the cuff is kind of bringing the wider sleeve in is what gives it more of that shape. I can hear the cat meowing. I would feel scared and sad too if I had been missing for a month. The good news is he's basically purred since he got home. All right, we're going to chill like this for a bit. I'll come back to you. So today was supposed to just be an admin day, and I was supposed to catch up on, honestly, just organizing my life. Like my desk is a mess. My wardrobe room is a mess. The house is a mess. House is mainly a mess because of the building stuff, but it's gotten completely derailed by the cat and, to be honest, the builder. Very glad the cat is back. That is like, I still can't quite believe it, but the builder couldn't come today because it's been raining and he needed to cut everything outside. So it just puts us back another day. Honestly, I feel like this building work is never going to end, and I'm never going to get my kitchen back, but we move. So I'm going to go get the lady who found Flame some flowers, because I think, thank God she called us. She could have just like forced him out of her house. So good for her. Thank you. And then I'm going to go to Space NK because whenever I get this kind of, I don't know, whenever I have a bit of a breakout or I'm not really sure what's happening to my skin, I just need that Tatcha dewy stuff. I'm just going to go. It's annoying because it's expensive. I don't like buying it, but we're going to go get some of that because I need to film a makeup ad tomorrow. I'm just worried that this, whatever this is going to be visible. To be honest, I think it's gone down a little bit, but anyway, need to get flowers, so. Before we get into this, I do need to acknowledge that the amount of hair tools I'm about to use is not normal, but I have a system and it's fast for me, okay? Okay, potentially now you can see why I've been trying out like easier hairstyles that I just don't feel like doing a blow dry like that is a great use of time. The problem really is if I blow dry my hair, it doesn't get greasy. I just brush it at the end of every day and in the morning, and it holds, it looks good all day. I don't have to think about it. That lovely, nonchalant Jennifer Lawrence hairstyle looked really greasy by the end of day 2, because when you have like a natural curl, you can't brush it because it goes frizzy. Therefore, the oil doesn't come from your scalp down through your hair. It just sits on my scalp. Oh, it's like, do it like that. It took me an hour. But I don't know what is more time consuming, washing your hair more often or doing that. I actually came down here to show you maybe I'll put you up here, the kitchen updates, because the builders have gone out for lunch. Wine rack has gone in, the cupboard doors have gone on, and we're just working on the insides, I think. Because without handles, I don't want to open them. We're having issues with the mechanism of the pocket door. Very boring. I posted this on stories, and so many people were very concerned about a wine rack above my fridge, because obviously when you store wine, you don't want it to get hot, or, the temperature from the fridge can affect the wine. The issue I have in this house is that there is underfloor heating everywhere and we don't have a cellar. So actually, it's worse for me to have wine on the floor. In winter, to be honest, if we're worried about, if we have really expensive wine, which I don't normally do, it just goes outside until we're ready for it to be drunk. I also spoke to my mum, and mums know these things, that modern fridges actually don't get as hot as previous models. So hopefully it will be fine. I think if I was going to store wine, if I got given a bottle of wine to drink, that doesn't happen. No one gives me a bottle of wine to hold on to and drink in a couple of years' time. That's just not the kind of people we are. I buy wine to drink it, so it's never going to sit up there anyway. Anyway, all this to say, I think it's going to be fine. And to be honest, most of what will be out there will be bottles of water and tonic water, because I drink more non-alcoholic things than alcoholic things these days anyway. Anyway, very excited about this. So he's just fitting the shelves on the inside. This will need to be painted to match this. We're doing it this light blue shade. You can see kind of in here. He's on the insides. And then, to be honest, we just need to get the curtain rails fitted for in here. The couch, actually, it was supposed to be going out this week. I'm not really sure what's happening. I think it's going to be going out next week to be upholstered. I'm going to put pictures in these frames, and then we're getting there. Also, just really quickly in here, this rug arrived yesterday. Isn't it fantastic? And I've started making the curtains. Classic, got 50% of the way through and had to stop to go along this down here. And then I'm going to style all these shelves. And honestly, we're starting to get the resemblance of a house. Also, have had some curtains arrive for the front windows. So in the bay window in the front room. Honestly, it's giving 30 shades of beige, and I'm not into it. But yes, a very busy week. It's been very fun, but I was obviously a bit stressed because the thing on my face, I spoke to a doctor about, and by speaking to a doctor, I mean I texted my friend who's a surgeon. That's what we all do, right? The poor people that work in healthcare must get so many random questions. But she was like, I think that you're right in that that's a bit of a allergic reaction, or I don't think it's related to something you put on your skin necessarily. So we put a cortisone cream on that I had from something else lying around the house anyway. And it went down, which is good. And then literally over the weekend, I wore no makeup, just used that Tatcha Dewy cream with a bit of the cortisone on the spots, and it's gone down. So annoying. But as this kind of was coming down, this cold came up, and I just feel like I can't, to be honest, catch a break at the moment. I feel like just before I went to Australia, I was getting really much better at being in a routine of exercise. And then I literally dislocated my kneecap, which is a reoccurring injury, and it's really boring and really painful. But it does mean that running is just not the sport for me. However, mentally,
it's the best thing I can do for myself. And physically, the endorphins, I love it, I enjoy it. But if anyone comments on this video being like, have you tried swimming? Did you see how long it just took me to do my hair? I'm not going swimming. I know that's probably what I should be doing, but no, and I don't want to go to a gym, so I'm not going to go sit on a bike. I also don't have the funds for a Peloton, and I feel personally attacked by every Peloton ad that comes my way via a podcast. It's so annoying. So yeah, so the other option is I'm just going to spend a fortune on Pilates, but I also can't find one that's like at a good time that I can get in a routine of. These are just excuses. My point being is that the circle of like bad health and exercise is always like this. Like, I feel like when you're in a good routine of working out and looking after yourself, you get sick less. But I can't even get to that place because things keep happening. Anyway, how boring. What I did want to show you up here was how I styled those pieces during the week. So I ended up wearing this. It was actually quite warm last week. So when I went out, I didn't really need a coat over the top. So I just wore this cardigan, which I bought this when I was pregnant because the buttons sit really nicely done up from the top. And then they kind of peplum out. So it kind of opened up really nicely over my bump. However, I've still been, I bought this 2 years ago, 2 Christmases ago, and it has come out this time of year, both times. And I just think there's red and green in it, so it feels festive without being like a tacky Christmas jumper. I'll put a picture up of the screen what it looks like because I feel like this live demo isn't particularly helpful. Oh my God, it does actually attract a lot of fluff. That denim 2-piece, actually I can't show you because it's in the wash, but I ended up wearing, I'll put another picture of it on the screen here. I ended up wearing a Zara, it's a light blue with feather cuffs, long sleeve top that I bought from Zara when I worked at Trinity London, and I think maybe it is Trinity's. A lot of Zara pieces that were hers that were hand-me-downs, which was a fantastic perk of that job. But anyway, I personally have made the call to not shop at Zara anymore, but it is good to see that those pieces that I bought still going strong. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was a bit of a mess and life update. I feel like since we've moved, the ongoing issue has been not enough storage. So there's like always piles of stuff everywhere. So like I did have my desk here because I just needed the drawers for more storage because this is a hot mess of things that come in and out in my permanent wardrobe. And then this is also some storage, but to be honest, I haven't filled the bottom drawers. And then I can't even describe to you what is going on in here because it's a hot mess. So I basically decided that for work-life balance, it wasn't helping me how messy my desk was. So I put a little desk in here, which originally was here, but then I was using it to store lights and stuff. So basically I've just made the lights a problem for this side of the room. But, one thing at a time. I feel like a clean desk will help me, help with my workflow a little bit better, hopefully. And then, like I did say I was going to I need rubbish bins for the whole house, like for all the little rooms and laundry baskets and stuff. I haven't done that, but I am slowly I am feeling a bit better about the house and things are feeling a bit cleaner, but the clutter is everywhere. It is everywhere. So I'm going to take a deep breath. Because it's not forever. I always say I thrive in chaos, but I don't thrive in clutter. It feels like the decluttering and organization will have to be a January issue at this point, but the end is in sight. Like, for example, my hair stuff is just like in a pile here, and then I did actually put most of the rest of the stuff in this trolley, so at least it's like not all here, but yeah, like this is embarrassing, but got to do what you got to do. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about before I went was the eyebrow thing. I do think these are good. I actually ended up, I can't remember if I showed you the clear one or the colored one. I think the colored one is a bit better for me. And then I have been filling in my brows, which I don't know if you've ever suffered from brow blindness. It was a personal issue I had maybe 5 years ago. I filled in my brows too much, so now I get scared about filling them in. But this is from Merit, and it's just super, super thin. So for the rest of the week, I actually been filling it in, and I realized that's part of my issue, and then this is actually holding it in place all day. So that's great. So yeah, anyway, I'm actually, the reason the hair is like this is because I'm about to shoot some Christmas stuff, which is fun. So I'm going to go sort the rest of this out, put the red bow top on, obviously, if you know, you know, and I'll chat to you guys in 2 weeks' time. The 2 weeks thing, posting every 2 weeks seems like a cadence we can stick to. So like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you then. Bye.